I don't know. I because the
Fuck
bucket
it.
wasn't there on the
Where's the
last
bucket?
playthrough we did last night. Or
Oh
not last night.
yeah.
It's been a day or two now. So the bucket is gone.
In fact, let's do that again because I really do feel like that wasn't the end of that path. You feel me?
Right. Yes. Okay. So we're back playing some Stanley.
If the
Going through
bucket is
that story.
here, if the bucket is here, that will only like reaffirm my suspicions.
Okay. And so the computer told us last time to punch in our favorite time.
420.
So
I mean, your
for
favorite
my
time, so
boy.
not mine. Okay, I appreciate.
Yeah.
Yeah, AM, by the way.
Oh, you specifically want the AM for? Okay.
4:20 AM is vastly superior than PM because that's real homie hours.
That's right. Nobody is up and smoking unless they're up just to be smoking.
I have literally, like, my body has woken me up at 4:15 AM just so I could smoke weed at 4:20.
You mean so you can observe the time?
Yes,
um.
with weed.
Ah. It's not really my favorite time of day. You know, I can do my favorite hobbies just about whenever. But my boy Danny has always had a strong affinity for the time of day.
You know it.
I mean, it's not quite the real time, but it is the real time somewhere. Oddly enough.
No, it's not. Well, it
With
almost
time zones and
is.
everything.
Yeah, but we're still always going to be the same minutes.
Hmm.
No one's 2 hours and 5 minutes ahead of us. You know what I mean? Or behind.
Well,
It's always
not
going to be.
broken up on a clock, but in actuality. You know, because
I mean,
time
if
zones got some weird stuff in there. It's like
I
the
mean,
people at
yeah,
the
you're
front
right.
end of it are classified as being within the same time zone as the people in the middle of that
It's
time
not.
zone.
It's not
It's not a
legally
great
420.
system to begin with.
It's the best we can really do, unless you just want to have like little time zones all over the place, which would just make everything super confusing.
Yeah, I think we should just imbue a system of where sunrise is the start of the day,
We already
and
have that system.
we do.
Well, I guess not if you count midnight as the start of the. Yeah.
Yeah, so sunrise is when the clock officially starts. Actually, that might be how it's done in Ethiopia.
It's the practical start of the day.
Yeah, it's when the actual day matters. And so if that is when, you know, if sunrise was 0 o'clock, and then you counted up to that time of day, then, you know, the changing of the clock wouldn't be as weird to keep up with across time zones.
I mean, you'd still have to
You would still
remember.
have your natural circadian rhythms to deal with,
I
or
mean, you still have to remember like how far ahead or behind someone is from that.
so I don't know why this game's seemingly making fun of me. Okay, time to use a slider. Okay, so this is weird.
How
Inaccurate
accurate?
versus accurate.
Well,
It
it's
is not that.
1:17.
Yeah, it depends on what metrics we're using here. You know, this is kind of like the bucket debacle of, you know, everything is a bucket.
1:17 p.m. It's actually really inaccurate because we're almost like a whole
We're
12
almost
hours
as opposite.
removed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like more on the inaccurate side, but not fully. It'd be fully inaccurate if it was 4:20 p.m., but it's not.
So it's way down on the inaccuracy.
It is way down, but not all the way.
It's like
You know?
3 notches away because
Yeah, leave
yeah.
3 hours. Exactly. I think
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, it's accurate. Okay. I mean, most games don't usually pat me on the back for having a particular taste of settings, so this is kind of nice. But
most
mostly
games are like
scary.
Stanley.
It's good to collect data. Next time we boot up the game.
Yep.
And so that all plays into one of the achievements that's apparently the hardest one to get in the game.
I'm really interested to see that.
Yeah, because that's what ends the Stanley Parable too.
Oh shit. So are you gonna do the speedrun first, or try to, rather?
Yeah, because what I've looked up, because I am not the kind of person to naturally find ways of cheating a game, people say you go to a certain point in time in a playthrough, and then you reset the playthrough, and there is some sort of chance that it will start you in a different room than the first room, and that saves you a bunch of time.
Oh man, I wonder what the chances are though.
Like 1 in 15. Which is the most or so. I think they said if you reset the game 15 times, it's guaranteed to be one of them.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he
the
was
balloons are back.
Employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple.
Yeah.
He sat at
Are we gonna
his
watch the
desk
intro again?
427,
Might as well, dude. I mean, it's not like this game is just massively long. So, you know, it really gets us into the Stanley Parable mindset.
I feel like that depends on your perspective.
This is what employee 427
That's true.
Yeah, I guess the game's not long, but like, there's a good amount of content in here, I think.
The amount of content, yeah. Although, it's like, I feel like as far as playing this game naturally, we have seen about as much as I would expect to be able to kind of fumble across myself.
Yeah,
there is one more thing I just thought of.
Something very peculiar.
What?
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
There was that one path we went where we found a recorder.
When he realized that
we've never done that without the bucket.
Arrived on the monitor for no one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years.
Is the secret of this game that this is the first time Stanley ever realized he works on weekends?
Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid.
Well, no, I mean, there's the whole mind control facility and
stuff.
stuff.
For the longest time. But as he came to his wits,
but as we know, thanks to the bucket, that's just a cover up. It's really about the birds. Okay, yeah, the balloons are back.
I mean, it's really Schrodinger's, but I mean, the bucket literally.
The bucket is back. We found it. I don't know why.
The bucket changes reality, man.
It does. It changes a lot of things. But so, we're gonna go ahead and set up for the thing, and then we might see if we can get back into that weird thing where we took the bucket to that one zone, and it kind of did weird things.
Wait, were you doing the speedrun or no?
Yeah, I'm doing the speedrun, but we can be pretty lackadaisical about it. Because, if I'm... This door right here is where you have a chance of spawning in sometimes. I believe.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley
and so another big thing that
to
saves
his
you time
boss's
is supposedly, if I'm doing this the right way. Yeah, only the bucket lets you do that. Okay, yeah, I just was trying. We did it, boys. We can't jump.
Oh, I see.
Oh, that reminds me. There's another achievement I can get real quick.
To discover not an indication of
oh,
any
at 8.
human life. Shocked,
oh no, I messed it up. No.
In disbelief, who orchestrated this? What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret
Hey.
2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
What?
Yet incredibly,
Yeah,
by
you just
simply
had to
pushing
type in
random
eight
buttons on
times
the
in a row.
I
and-
know, but the
happened to
game just said
enter the
8.
correct code by sheer luck.
But that wasn't you?
He stepped
No.
into the newly opened.
Dude, I would have swore that was my boy Danny.
I mean, I did say it in response to the game saying it.
Okay. Yeah, and so by doing this, if I hit it multiple times, that door automatically opens and saves me time there.
Descending deeper
And there's
into
the trick with the
building,
rune.
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of
And there's
emotion
one
in his
other thing
chest,
I found
as though he felt
online
more free
that I
to think
might
for himself,
kind
to
of
question
goof
the
around
nature
with
of
and see
fear.
how it goes.
Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
But what?
So one of the things you can do is cheat the game, get up here and jump and get past that door a little bit. Okay. Begin the game again.
Wait, can you jump off?
Yeah.
Here I go again on my own.
For all I know, that video could have been edited to just be a massive tease, though, and I could be doing this all wrong.
Hell if I know. The end is never. The end is never. The end is loading.
So, yeah, I'm curious how many other endings we've just gotten absolutely nowheres near.
I'm sure there's a few, at least. I'll start looking at potential pathways.
I don't know if this is going to end up working or not. Just with my weird luck of winning the lottery, but not being able to do anything else. You know, the extreme good luck and the bad luck everywhere else. I don't know if this is just ever going to proc or not. What the?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a
Like, I
moment.
know this isn't, you know, helping my speed run right now, but there's just...
That's weird.
Yeah, I just had to interact with this.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
And it was only for
Yet
that
there was
room.
not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I do kind of feel like you would have made it if you hadn't been stonewalled last
Stepping
time.
into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
He didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
I don't remember the music last time, but it probably played.
Oh, you don't? Yeah, it totally did play.
Wow.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
I guess the walkway takes a lot of time too, though. No,
Yeah, and so I'm going to see if my shortcut things help me there. I was goaded into doing it this way this time because of all the papers in the hallway.
Door that read Mind
Yeah.
Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility.
What?
Well, fuck.
You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours. So here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you
We
crave?
found a new ending because I'm stupid, boy.
Always more content, more content, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section.
Hell yeah.
You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are. We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Danny can appreciate such a title.
Oh, it's a good title.
Did it. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job. You made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. You jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. Should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. I believe in you. I believe in your ability.
Unironically a banger.
Barrier. Chase your dreams. Ratings
Right?
don't mean anything. Good job, you did it. 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 Good job, you did it.
I like how they seemingly, while saying this was a glitch and people made it well known,
You did it.
there is a line in there about you found it by pure mistake, you dog.
Yeah.
No. You know, it may end up being a full play sesh of just trying to get me to this speed run.
God, I hope not, man.
Okay, so let's go ahead and do the
All
setup
of his
again.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, maybe it would behoove
When
me to
Stanley
practice
came to a
my
set of 2
catwalk
open
jumping
doors,
a little
he
bit.
entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Hey.
That's what's supposed to happen when you do it right, but I don't know if this is gonna be fast enough.
It's probably only been about a minute, I'd say.
You know what this means, though, Danny?
What?
There's probably a bottom of the mind control facility with a bucket
With
ending.
the bucket, yeah. Maybe you shouldn't try to jump the railing.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door.
That's the true
facility.
speedrun method, supposedly.
But you might make it.
Rose on an enormous
I don't know.
room packed with television screens. What horrible secret!
I feel like he
did
got
this
here
place
really
hold?
fast.
Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life.
Oh,
Their
good job.
true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee.
Fucking
in the
ace,
building.
dude.
Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images.
You
on
ought to get it for sure this
Stanley,
time.
one of them.
Do you really need to jump all the railings?
I don't know. The person who did it in one video actually didn't jump the railings, he just did the room gimmick.
This
But since we don't have the room
mind
gimmick
facility,
going
it
for
was
us...
too horrible to believe it couldn't be true. Had Stanley
I think-
really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he
think
was
you're
happy with his
I don't know.
boring job? That his emotions
see, I
had been
guess.
manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He
I do believe
refused
it's
to
only
believe
been
it.
about 2
He
minutes,
couldn't
though,
accept
looking at the
it.
clock
His
here.
own life in someone else's control? Never.
Yeah, so
It
we've
was
got
unthinkable.
the
Wasn't
door
it?
that didn't
Was
hold
it
us up
even
this time,
possible?
and we did
Had
get
he
a
truly
successful
spent his
catwalk
entire
jump on
life
one of them.
utterly
Yeah.
blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions.
You should have rushed to that
or
off
sad,
button.
Or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that...
Okay, now we just have to wait for that door to open.
Cutscenes don't count, though, right?
Loading screens don't.
I thought it said cutscenes didn't either. I thought you said that. Maybe, I don't know.
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Show me the light. I'm lost in space right now.
Yes.
Okay.
He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away.
Yep.
Even as the immense door slowly opened,
Yep.
Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
Yeah.
Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness.
Come on.
Perhaps his goal
Why is
had
this
not
door
been
so
to
slow?
understand, but to let go.
This is a massive
No
fire
longer
safety
would anyone
hazard.
tell him where to
We
go,
need the skip
what to do,
button.
or how to feel. Whatever life he lives,
Just this
it
once.
will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation,
I have no idea if
the
we made
immense
it or not.
possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley
You might have.
was happy.
Rock?
I feel like you're cutting it really close, though.
I don't see anything coming in, dang it.
Dang.
Which means the room gimmick might be
The only way. That's crazy.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can make it through this door,
And you won't get
I
it
can
just
make it through the
naturally?
wall.
Not that I know of.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Like, this is,
he
oddly
entered the
enough,
door on his
it
left.
says speedrun the game, but it means specifically to get the freedom
Yet there was
ending.
not a single person
But
there
I mean, like,
either.
what I mean, like,
Feeling a
naturally,
wave
I
of
mean, is
disbelief,
like,
Stanley
if you
decided
just
to
get
go up to
different,
his
like,
boss.
if you just
Coming
play
to
the
a
game normally and
staircase,
get different
Stanley
endings,
walked upstairs
and
to
then
his boss's
if you
office.
happen to start,
Not that I'm
Here's the
aware.
door, just go.
so you have to do the restart method?
I think so.
That's crazy.
Because it's like almost like a saved progress thing.
Hmm.
But so we've got 2 or 3 mysteries to do some investigating on if we can ever get through this. Because once we do this, I think we need to take the bucket back to where we did it to lose it. And once that happens, we can investigate how to get the bucket back. Apparently, one option is just to restart the game, though. But not begin the game. While I'm attempting this, maybe you should look it up and make sure I didn't read it wrong.
Sure.
You know, have a fact-checking exercise. But I'm looking forward to seeing what I mean, like, the one ending we found was completely by mistake. So we've got the spoiler ending with the bucket, the spoiler ending without the bucket, the tape about the bucket without the bucket, and the bucket in the bottom of the bin. Because I'm hoping there is a bucket-centric song. I don't know why sometimes when you're doing this restart method, there's just a room full of paper, though. Okay, come on, game. Give me the special room. Let's go.
Alright, well, this article didn't mention the alternate start.
Okay, what did they say to do?
It was just the railing trick and making sure that he opens the door immediately.
Okay.
Maybe you need to jump 2 railings? It's actually 4 minutes and 22 seconds is the speed run.
Yes. Which is pretty tight already.
Yeah.
Here's a different room! Here's a different room! We're going! We're going! We're going!
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open
shit.
doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up.
I know I'm not
God.
going
Without
any
coming
faster
to a
than any other
staircase,
playthrough just
Stanley
about, but I
walked
feel like I'm
upstairs to
flying.
his boss's office.
Where's the sprint button?
Thank you!
Here's the door, just go.
I just button matching as I run into the elevator.
Don't fuck up the rail skip if you're gonna do it.
I'm
That would
gonna
be a
do it
shame.
on the one. Actually, I don't know that the
Stanley
guy
walked
who
straight
did the
ahead through
video
large
that I know
door
of
read
did that.
Mind control facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold?
Ah!
Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life.
I'm not gonna attempt the second one because it is so much more precarious of like having to jump on these desks and walk the rail.
The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them,
I have a good feeling about it.
monitored in this place.
I mean, we've already saved ourselves 2 rooms of.
Yeah.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true.
And the guy did open the door really quickly this time, even faster than when him saying, "Oh, all right." No, it's just here you go, 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 go.
Manipulated to accept it blindly. No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it
let's go,
monitored and commanded from this.
Let's go, Stanley.
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments
I thought there's no way
away.
you don't get it this time.
And yet, even as the immense door
I think it's only been like
Stanley
almost 3
reflected on
minutes,
how
I
many
think now.
puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps
I'd
his
be near the
goal
door
had not
now.
been to
Okay, yeah, you're
understand,
going.
but to let go.
Yeah, I have
No longer
plenty of
would
time
anyone
to
tell
make
him
the
where to
walk.
go, what
Yeah.
to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Stanley felt the cool
Yeah!
breeze upon his skin. The feeling
We did
of
it!
liberation.
Speed run!
The immense possibility of the new path before him. This was
Fucking
exactly the
epic.
way.
Alright, I'm gonna
right
take a
now,
piss.
Okay,
that things
cool deal.
were meant to happen.
Okay,
And
so,
Stanley was happy.
yeah, well, Danny's going and doing that. I might go ahead and grab the bucket and go back to that one ending we were talking about. See what happens. I have no idea. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what and all else kind of shenanigans we can get into now. I'm feeling like we've done most of the achievement hunting we can really do with the
All of
game
his
being set
co-workers
up
were...
in the...
Wait, No, this isn't the right office, is it?
Well,
Is
what?
this Stanley's office?
Yes, this is Stanley's office. But yeah, I'm
The bucket
curious.
made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both of those things.
What is this?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to it. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left.
Are they going to do the bottom of the mind control facility?
I'm doing the thing that we did last time to lose the bucket and seeing if we lose the bucket again.
You didn't have the bucket last time, though.
Yeah, I did. It was in the hallway.
Confused.
Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this.
Thought you didn't have the bucket when you went down here.
Oh, we found another ending.
What the fuck? Yeah, you definitely didn't have the bucket when you came down here yesterday.
Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story?
Dude, this intervention
involving the
is amazing.
Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new.
The baby.
Yes,
The broom
that's
closet.
What the fans want. Let's do it.
Yeah, the broom closet, my pencil sharpener, my computer, my wife, the baby, the plants. Okay, I'm really confused now.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
You can't do that to me, dude. Dude, I'm barely holding it together right now. I know he said goofy music, but this sounds like any fantasy game I've played.
This is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
It's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
I refuse to give up the hookers and drugs. Okay. This room looks like Portal, dude. It's maybe intentional, but it's also off-putting. No, it's definitely intentional. This looks like Portal.
Man, I wouldn't mind playing that game again, somehow. I don't know how. Oh, PC. I can do it on PC.
Okay. Yeah, because that was on your, what, PlayStation 3?
Yeah. No doubt my computer could run it.
Okay, this line is getting slowly more and more spooky.
Don't you get it, Stanley? we need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce
What
a
the
brand
fuck?
new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you.
I'm guessing
ahead
it
now,
doesn't
Stanley.
give me a new bucket.
Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Is there a way out of here so I don't lose my bucket?
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know how to get rid of the bucket once I have it.
The Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential.
I don't know if you could.
We were going
Like,
to
I
do
feel
such
bad.
marvelous
Like, I
things
don't know
with
if you could
tell
even
such
put the bucket in there or not right
spellbinding
now.
stories about you, all of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the
This
moment
imagery,
in
though.
time that you were here, you
This hits
were
harder than anything in Final Fantasy 15.
Damn, bro.
Okay. How long has this stream been going, my dude?
I don't know. It doesn't tell me.
Really?
Yeah. I think only like 20 minutes though, honestly.
Oh. Okay.
I think.
Give me a sec. Believe it or not, about 45 minutes.
Oh my god. That's crazy.
all of his co-workers.
Yeah, I know,
were
dude.
gone.
Time flies by
What could it
when
mean? Stanley
you're with
decided to go
Stan.
to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay.
Not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket, but Stanley is a very lucky fellow. Very lucky indeed.
What are you insinuating about my bucket?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered.
Should I go back down that way with the bucket and see what happens?
What way?
The
This
elevator
was not
that
the
I
correct
went.
way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And
Because
here
if
it
you go
was.
left, you have
Had
a
the bucket
chance.
turned out to be correct.
No, if you
Was
go
this
right, you have a
better than
chance
the
to go
meeting
left.
room?
And there's an elevator in there.
The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go.
You just went down that elevator.
Yeah, I'm curious if going down there again would replay that ending and let me see if I can put the bucket in the bucket killer, or...
And so the two of them detoured through the
Oh, I don't
maintenance
know.
section and walked straight ahead to the
Or for all I know, it could be a different ending altogether, because I've always assumed one trip in was, you know, that's the path. I didn't never anticipate multiple trips to do different things. Because I know that was not down there last time, and I would have swore I had the bucket last time.
You did not have the bucket. I'm almost
glad
certain
you
of it.
found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Okay. The intervention is, in fact, here again. Can I go
You
into the
see,
broom
your
closet?
friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley.
I can!
We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it. Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Dude, out there somewhere is someone who's ripping out their ears to that.
This is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
I love that one.
It's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up. Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me, it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
Can a man even let go of the
Can you
bucket?
guess what the Bucket Destroyer does?
Doesn't it have,
Surely
like,
you don't need me
magical
to spell it out
powers?
for you.
It
Go ahead now,
reassures me.
Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready. Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear
You're
you
doing
saying,
like a
how does a character with only
animation.
one personality
Yeah,
trait
where I like
deserve
look
to
in the
join
bucket, but I
pantheon
don't
of
know
beloved
what to do
Stanley
after
Parable
that.
characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity
I don't
and
know if I
nuance
can
that
get rid of
it's
the
really
bucket.
like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The Broom Closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic
I don't know
Stanley
how to
Parable
feed the bucket.
characters like
It's even
the
shaking the
Adventure
paws.
Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Okay. So,
The Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential.
if only we had a
You were going to
skip
do such
button.
marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the
I mean, I'm
moment in
also going
time
to say
you were
that the
here,
Bucket Destroyer was
you
way
were
too big to destroy a single bucket.
But the nature of this bucket is quite grand.
Yes.
So maybe you need a destroyer just as grand.
That's true. So we have the bucket in the bottom of the hole we can do. And we have a without the bucket trip to the recording thing. Let's try that and see if that does
Stanley
anything.
thought to himself.
And I also have some
"Am I
other
sure
ones
that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible?
that I've looked
They
up.
never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Wait, say that again?
I have some other ones
When
I've looked
Stanley
up.
came to a set
Okay,
of two
cool
open
deal.
doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley
So
knew
after
it
we do the
perfectly
two
well.
that we've
Perhaps he
naturally
wanted to stop
found,
by the employee lounge
Yeah.
first, just to
we
admire it.
can
The lounge was
start going
sublime,
through some
a
that
work
we
of
would
art.
probably have
Rob
never
was
found by
eager to get
ourselves.
back to
And that
business.
might
Yeah, I
be
already
how
got
we
one.
start
The
our
first
next
open
episode.
door on his left.
Yeah, I already got one that you never probably would have found, and I never would have
Stanley
thought
was
of
so
either,
bad at
for
following
sure.
directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Hang on. What? Okay, it's just really dark. I got lost. So when we came through here with the bucket,
Stanley
it
had
gave
now
us some
gotten
creepy
himself so far off the
recordings.
beaten path that he'd seen the office had begun from so far off the beaten path that he'd seen the office had begun from so far off the beaten path that he'd seen the office had begun from so far off the beaten path that he'd seen the office had begun from so far off the beaten path that he'd seen the office had begun from so far off the beaten path that he'd seen the office had begun from so far off the beaten path that he'd seen the office had begun from so far off the beaten path that he'd seen the office had begun from so far off the beaten path. You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it
Right.
all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your
Hey, dude,
fault.
TBH, Stanley might be one of those boyos, but I feel you, dude. It's like the first time, but he was dead all along happens. It's, dude, that's dope. But then, after the first one, it's like, really? Or but it was just a dream.
Yeah.
So that one is definitely different. Okay,
I
so...
can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time? It takes a lot of humility to carry a bucket so magnificent. Stanley checked his ego and then proceeded onward.
Oh.
Input received.
You're not telling me what I fucked up now.
Stanley clung the bucket to his cheek. Could his co-workers really all be gone?
I've managed to turn off all the computers in the office.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his
I
left.
wonder what input received is all about.
No idea.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
So there's a computer right here that does nothing. There's nothing in here but the elevator that does nothing but play music.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always.
Man, you're really going all out checking everything now, aren't you?
Yeah.
The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
And all this so we can jump in a hole with a bucket.
Yeah.
It is weird how not only, you know, video games do this, but like us as gamers we have like some strange connection with an item.
Yeah.
Soothing him,
you know, like, obviously there's a lot of content with the bucket, but the only reason we have found any of it is because we liked the bucket to begin with. Now, for someone who just said, okay, haha, funny joke, now there's a bucket you can grab.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read,
The bucket literally changes everything, though, man.
It does.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible... But just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the mind control facility, he tripped and fell over the railing and into the dark void below. Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely cushioned his fall.
Hell yeah, bucket.
Now, what to do next, Stanley wondered. Stanley and the bucket could find no way out of this enormous pit, and so eventually they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here. So they set up a little couch and relaxed. It really wasn't so bad down here, a bit cold perhaps. After some time had gone by, they installed a few shelves as well.
What the fuck did you get a couch?
That was useful.
Don't worry about it.
The bucket was craving paninis. But it wasn't until the rugs and the standing lamps came in that it really started to feel like a home. In fact, after some time, Stanley realized that it had been ages since he had even thought of the mind control facility at all. He'd never gotten to fully explore what was up there, never been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control facility. This lack of closure began to eat at him. Soon he was dwelling on his regrets, and the state of their home slowly decayed as Stanley became withdrawn and neglected the cleaning. It unsettled the bucket deeply. Stanley wasn't usually like
God,
this.
this looks too
The
familiar.
bucket tried to reach out to him again and again, but to no avail. All Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going back, doing it over again, staying on the path. It was a mistake to leave the path. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I need to do what the narrator says. I need to see the true ending. This made no sense at all to the bucket, which was simply trying to live its life down here as comfortably as possible. Yet Stanley was unconsolable. This isn't an ending. This is just a hole in the ground. The bucket sighed. True, it wasn't an ending. But it's where we happen to be. And maybe, possibly, if we accept the reality of things, maybe this will become an ending eventually. It's what the bucket was counting on. The two of them waited for a very long time.
A bit more of a downer than I was expecting for a trip with the bucket.
Yeah. Strange.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Well, I don't think we can do the ending that I was thinking of.
What did I do?
You activated dog mode?
Now when I hit the interact button, it barks.
Stanley cradled the bucket in a gentle embrace, protective yet delicate, assertive yet compassionate. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Is there anything else we need to do with the bucket?
Not that I can think of that you've already done. I was thinking you should go for, like,
Still no one was here.
the original,
Stanley needed
and
the
then
bucket's warmth and comfort
the
now
bucket.
more than ever. Perhaps
Way.
his
Right,
voice
that
right,
makes
right,
sense.
right,
was where
right,
he'd
right.
find
Yeah,
answers.
I feel that. So let's do the bird ending bucket.
Stanley, we
I
must
guess.
move on from this broom closet, simply because I have
The
no
what?
remaining stickers. If I did, you can
I'm
guarantee
tempted
we'd be
to
downstairs.
do the happy
Stanley and the bucket
one where we
walked
just look at
upstairs
pictures of
to the
birds.
boss's office.
Why?
Well, we need an ending and that one's short and not a downer.
You could just begin the game again.
Shit, you're right. I completely forgot. That was a possibility. No.
Yeah.
Okay, let me check that real quick. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so I think our stream has been going for about an hour.
Alright.
So I'm thinking we'll go ahead and end this one here, and then we'll pick it back up and start exploring those endings that we just never would have found.
I'm gonna go pee again then.
Yeah. So we'll get our refreshments, go to the bathroom breaks, all that good stuff, and we'll be back.